On October 2nd, students from the UNAM y la IPN, along with other unions and social movements, organized a peaceful protest in la Plaza de las Tres Culturas in Tlatelolco, Mexico City, to denounce military repression, corruption, and the government presence in universities. During the demonstration, a paramilitary group surrounded the protesters, triggering a massacre in which hundreds of people were killed by hands of an authoritarian government. Authoritarianism wasn't only a local thing. Many nations experienced totalitarian, authoritarian, fascist regimes which led to a widespread of repression, violence, and crisis. Meanwhile, many people believe that peace is now the absence of war. It is actually not that. Peace is usually divided into two terms, negative and positive peace. Negative peace being the absence of direct violence, and positive peace requiring social equality and justice as a requirement for it to be actually achieved. Based on this, we can say that most countries are not actually peaceful, but still experience structural and cultural violence. True peace is essential for a people's well-being, this being described as a state of feeling healthy and happy. This essay explores the key factors that affect both the personal and social well-being of a community. Modern technologies, especially media, shape significantly our perspectives on life and well-being. Through social media, algorithms influence how we view the world, often reinforcing trends and repetitive information. This power extends to shaping our understanding of what peace and well-being is. For example, gracias al milagro mexicano, which was a period of industrialization in Mexico, the arrival of the TV came. The TV became widely popular and quickly became the main source of information. Unfortunately, its influence allows the government to use it in favor. During the Tlatelolco massacre, for example, media outlets distorted the truth, presenting this violent repression as a battlefield, something that was necessary for maintaining order and peace, thus making peace as the absence of noticeable violence, and well-being meaning order, meaning that well-being was not now rights, freedom, or even freedom of speech, but control. The media influenced the people's perception of peace and well-being, making it more about stability and silence rather than true justice or actual happiness. Being an active member of community means caring for both your surroundings and yourself. Staying informed about local and national politics gives you the power, keeps you informed, makes you recognize what is just and what is not. Engaging in activism, for example, community service, social media, or protest, is a way to promote social justice and human rights. Protests, although they are risky in some countries, for example, Mexico, give people a voice, give people a change. For example, the memorials given to commemorate the Tlatelolco and the Tiananmen massacre, both massacres led by paramilitary groups which wanted to repress student movements who wanted a change in the government. The memorials keep the past injustice alive and inspire action and justice. Several memorials have been done in order to honor the victims of both the Tlatelolco and the Tiananmen massacre. There is the Tlatelolco Memorial, which is shaped as a scale, depicted the President Gustavo Díaz Ordaz holding more weight than the people's voice. Another memorial is called Nothing Happening Here, which was a closet displaying the victims' clothes and names, highlighting the government's attempt to erase the events. Nationally, there is La Estela de Tlatelolco, which lists all the names of the victim. Though for Tiananmen, there is this memorial called the Pillar of Shame in Hong Kong, which is a large memorial that depicts the suffering of the victims and serves as a criticism for the government actions. Globalization is deeply connected our world, influencing it through migration, technology, economy. Today, what happens in one part of the world can affect all of us. For example, the Vietnam War played a key role in shaping the modern global consciousness. The Vietnam War, fueled by the ideas of the Cold War, led to a powerful anti-war movement that spread globally. People criticized the hypocrisy of war and its toll on civilians, especially as the US became more and more involved in foreign conflicts. This movement, along others advocating civil and social rights, contributed into the rise of a pacifist culture. This movement showed that change was possible and inspired other countries in order to take more action for peace. Global peace is essential because instability can be anywhere. That's why advocating for justice and peace, even if distant countries, is crucial for ensuring the well-being of everyone. The short film tells the story of a young student who, pressured by friends, takes the blame for their actions. After facing several consequences, he finally finds inspiration in his true friend, Laura, and decides to take action to prove his innocence, finally achieving peace. Through this film, it may seem like personal and not actually related to history, but it can actually parallel the Mexican Revolution, just like Madero, who intended to fight against Diaz's oppressions peacefully. The protagonist, Luis, seeks justice not through violence, but by telling the truth and valuing his identity. The film, titled No More, represents the need of Luis to be free, of freedom, As well, the Mexican Revolution represents the need for the Mexicans, in order to be free from their oppressor, which in this case was Porfirio Diaz. Both the film and the revolution shows that claiming your rights and seeking freedom is not violence, but a path to positive peace. Promoting peace and social well-being is everyone's responsibility. As we said before, there are many ways in which you can be an active member of your community. Therefore, there are many ways in which you can promote peace and well-being in your community. There are several factors such as media, community involvement, globalization, and art that can help. Basic actions such as showing respect, being tolerant, and avoiding prejudice are the key. Social media can also be used to spread positive messages. Activism, volunteering, and caring for the environment are always effective ways to contribute. Creating or legally enjoying art also support peace. Lastly, if you want something more legal, working with international organizations is a great way to promote global will.